What's going on, everybody? Today I lost $41,000 a day trading the NASDAQ futures, and this is also the end of my 17-day win streak, meaning I've been profitable every single day for the last 17 days, almost all of February. Would have been great to finish that month strong, but hey, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and break them down. So I'll bring this over first. Here are, well, first off, you're going to see a bunch of red here. So first off, let's go ahead and talk about what we're looking at. All right, so first off, where it says Apex right here, so there was, after I ended up taking these losses, like, man, so I did take these. Stand by. Why are we not drilling? You know, let me drill on here. That's weird. Okay. Sorry for the technical difficulties. All right, let's try this again. All right, so Apex. Okay. So after I took the trade, these right here are my funded accounts. 5 with Tradify, 10 with Apex. After I took these losses, was like, you know what, market is moving. We'll see if I can get a few more funded. And that's where I took these. And these also did blow. Like these are no longer good. These accounts are blown. So for me, the way I like to trade Apex accounts, so they have that intraday trailing drawdown. When I have an intraday trailing drawdown, me personally, I'd rather see my lineup, be a sniper, hit my shot, and then, to be quite honest, I'm over position size, looking to get it funded in one trade. That's just the way I overcome the intraday drawdown. For me, I find it difficult or annoying to where you're going up, you're doing good, and then that trailing intraday drawdown, you take a few losses, and then wham, you're smoked. So I'd rather accept the risk, which is the fee paid for these accounts, and I'm like, you know what, I want to be a sniper, wait for my shot, and then take my shot. However, every shot I took today almost wasn't working. But let's go ahead and get back to that, and we'll talk about why. Just wanted to explain to you what you were looking at. So, like I said, these ones right here, these were evals I purchased today and they blew, so it's all cool. I'm going ahead and walk away. Now these ones right here, so you can see where I lost a total of about, we'll call it 2,700 and we'll call it, round it, $76. That comes out to a little over $41,000. So a negative 41K. So that is great, but it's okay. And I'll tell you why. And the reason it's okay is because I've been on a very solid win streak, like I mentioned. And if I bring this over here, it's my Tradify account. I've been on a 17-day win streak, and everything I did, I just wasn't seeing the market clearly. I think I had my own bias in my head too much, and I needed patience, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But ended up taking a red day there. Overall, in the 17 days, I know 41,000 sounds like a lot. Over the last, like I said, 17 days, and this is now deducting what was a loss. However, I was up a total of, I wrote it down over here. Okay, so this account was up a total of 66,250. And I also had, actually, let me fix that to where it doesn't fade. This was up a total of, like I said, 66,250. And then my Apex accounts are up a total of 82,500. And that brings me to a total over the last 17 days, I'm up 148,750 total, right? So that's how much I was profitable. However, now you got to subtract 41,000 from that. And so I'm still up over 100K for the last 17 days, which is great. But I just wanted to justify how that was an acceptable loss, right? So anyways, there's the loss. And let's talk about the setup and what happened. Like, what was I doing? So, like, I mean, in hindsight, as we're looking at this, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is such a like I'm sure those of you, a lot of you got short at the right place, and they're like, man, today was an easy money making day. To be honest, in hindsight, it was like I mentioned yesterday's video. Like I think I was getting in my head, I needed this loss. I needed a clean slate. I think being green for so long had me wanting to just make sure I finished green. How long could I keep this going? But I needed to take the loss just so I could start fresh and just start pounding out again because it was getting in my head. However, I will say I am proud that I closed my platform. I didn't blow the accounts. I still have plenty of buffer to keep trading. Those accounts are still alive. I did not lose them. I just hit the $2,700 loss there, and I was like, you know what? It's time to cut this. I'm not seeing this, and my own bias was in my head. Now let's talk about the setup again. All right, so here is today's price action that's occurring right here. Now, if we come over here, here is the NASDAQ on the 1 hour. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. So I even told the members as simpler, hey, I was watching for this dotted line to hold. Now, what is this dotted line right here? I'm going to pull up a daily. First off, we've been selling off quite a bit. I was looking for price to hold. And the dotted line was just this pivot up here on the daily time frame. And also, if we go to the weekly time frame, it's this little pivot right here. So I was okay, I'm looking for that to hold, at least for a quick bounce up. And another reason I was looking for that level to hold was because if we look at volume profile, this is where volume starts to dry up. And what do I mean by volume starts to dry up is, well, you see where it turns dark gray? That is where, from where I'm gonna have this anchored, 68% of the volume is occurring up here. And typically, when you get into these low volume moves, you do get a quick move if it does start to fill into it. But sometimes it comes down, it holds, and then reverts back to point of control because there's no one doing business down here. So there was a structure support based off of the I would put structures SU support off of the weekly chart, right? And then the volume profile suggested, hey, we may bounce here too. So I was looking for a bounce today. The market's been going down a lot the last few days, right? It's been coming down. I'm thinking, hey, today we may at least bounce a little bit. So I'm already thinking, hey, I have a bullish bias. I even told members simply, hey, I'm looking bullishly today. And whenever we look at the chart over here on the lower time frame, right? Here's another thing. So where was the trades taken? So I talked about having a bullish bias. The trades taken is, okay, and I want to throw this out here before I forget because it's important to say. For those of you that are trading around VWAP, something I have noticed, and I've even told myself this many times the last few days, and for whatever reason today I wasn't thinking it. I don't know if I had too much caffeine. I was just like, oh, I got to get out there and do it. But usually when the market's opening at VWAP, you need to be patient and let it choose its direction. Today, I did not let it choose. I got chopped up about 2 or 3 times. I'm going to show you the entries I did here. So what ended up happening is I was like, okay, so we're opening up here at the open VWAP, and here is the New York session VWAP. Price flushed, held. Like I said, I'm already looking bullishly. Also, price already tested this, got close to it pre-market. So I was thinking that was the test, and price is going to come up, come down to the VWAP, and then potentially come back up to here. So that was my goal there. So I was all right. So then price flushed at the open. Kind of. I won't really say flushed. It just came down. And then we reclaimed the opening VWAP. I was like, okay, cool. I got long about right here, and then I put my stop at the lows. I even had my scalar orders right here and right here. I'm like, cool, that's gonna be my trade. Maybe catch a pop after it reclaims VWAP, and then boom, be done for the day is what I thought. Nope. It rallied up to VWAP here and stalled. And once it started selling right here, I just closed the position. I'm like, okay. And once it got back to here, yeah, I was like, okay, that's not working. So I stopped out. All right. And then once it started after it failed here, cumulative delta was negative. I will say that. And then it started to break below the New York session VWAP. I did get short. Okay, then I was in the green here, but I was looking for it to flush lower. I'm like, okay, maybe we're going to come back down and retest this. However, I personally, once it starts to break this level, and I also think I was in my head, because if you look at any of my other videos on doing my view up trades, because this is something I'm just thinking about now, actually, sometimes this happens, is, okay, I got short here. Usually I put my stop the last swing high, but that's a pretty decent stop for the NQ. And obviously, after a short, it would have worked out great. However, once it reclaimed the New York session VWAP and started getting right here, I was like, oh god, maybe I'm wrong again. And then now it's going to do this that I was looking for it to do. And then I got chopped up there again. And then that was the two trades I took. I was, oh God, I'm just getting chopped up. And it comes down to being patient. I wasn't patient. Let the market tell you which direction is going to go. So those are the two trades I took right there. And it cost me quite a bit. I did go a little bit bigger in position size. I have quite a bit of buffer in these accounts. So I was like, you know what? Going to swing a little bit where I could scale out, maybe let it run like I talked about yesterday. However, like I said, when it started reclaiming, I'm all right because I already had a bullish bias going up, and then I stopped out. And then whenever it came back down, I got short, but then it reclaimed that VWAP. So I was like, all right, maybe the buyers are not in control, and it's going to do the thing I was already previously thinking that I just stopped out on. So then I stopped out anyways. And then, so yeah, that's pretty much the end of the streak there, and the two trades taken. So I would say the lesson learned here is, I guess, be patient. I should have been patient and waited, but it's okay. I needed this loss to start with a clean slate again and just start hitting it again instead of being like it lingering over my head saying, "Ooh, got a green streak going, don't lose it." So I'm glad I took the loss. I lost $41,000 today. And yeah, if you have any questions, throw them in the comment section. I'll gladly answer them. Take care, everybody.